What is up, lads? How's it going? How are you getting on? And welcome back to the channel. We've had time to relax with the Champions League games during the week, and with a lot of news to digest ahead of Game Week 31, it's time to start planning ahead. In this video, we'll be looking at my Game Week 30 review along with my Game Week 31 team selection. Before we get into the video, 62% of my viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel, so if you're watching one of my videos for the first time, or if you're a regular viewer and you're not subscribed, please hit that sub button as it really helps the channel. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. We start our review off at Molineux with a disappointing return from Kepa after he lost his clean sheet from a wonder volley by Mateus. I was confident of a Chelsea clean sheet as they're one of the favourites for a return, but Kepa has now only one return in his last 5 games, so question marks are definitely being raised around the Chelsea defensive assets. I'll take the 3 points however, as David Raya was on my bench and he scored an own goal to come away with 0 points. Chelsea are up against Brighton at the weekend, so I may need to put my faith in Brentford keeping Wolves out this weekend and hope Raya can grab a better return in Game Week 31 than Kepa did this game week. Moving on to the defence, it was a sorry sight as my defenders were unable to keep a clean sheet. Things didn't start off great, with Chilwell being named on the bench, with Lampard resting him for the Madrid game. Chilwell picked up a red card last night, so there's no chance he'll be rested against Brighton at the weekend. He also made a late cameo against Wolves and picked up a yellow card to return 0 points. It was a roller coaster of emotions in the Newcastle game, with 2 Newcastle defenders up against Tony, who were transferred out for Haaland. It was the perfect start, with Tony having a goal ruled out by VAR, and he somehow managed to miss a penalty. Unfortunately, Brentford were awarded another penalty, and he made no mistake the second time. 6 points from my defenders and keeper was a poor show, so hopefully I'll be able to get some defensive returns in Game Week 31. Moving on to the midfield, it was another poor showing, as Rashford was the only player to come away with a return. Mitoma was definitely unlucky not to come away with a return, as he had a goal ruled out and somehow didn't win a penalty when he was clearly fouled in the box. The punt on Maddison over the last 2 weeks hasn't paid off, as he wasn't able to return against Bournemouth. Saka was kept quiet at Anfield as Martinelli ran riot, so I'll be hoping Saka will be amongst the returns against West Ham after blanking in his last 2 games. It was a better showing up front, with my 3 strikers returning as they combined for 4 goals. Ollie Watkins left it late until the 96th minute, and he's now returned 10 times in his last 11 games. Kane was Mr. Reliable once again as he scored the winner against Brighton and picked up all 3 bonus points. The decision to bring Haaland back into the team was the correct one, as he scored twice against Southampton for a 24-point haul from the armband. Haaland's captaincy return means I've now had 23 successful captaincy picks out of a possible 29, so we're on a great run of captaincy picks this season. All of these returns led to me scoring 57 points for the game week, and I got a 3k red arrow, and I'm now sitting at 78k overall. I was on a green arrow until the Saka blank on Sunday, but I won't get too worked up about a small red. This game week is an important week to make sure it's a green arrow before the free hit in 32, so let's switch our focus to Saturday's deadline. The big talking point this week is the news of the injury to Rashford, and he will be enabled for a few games as a result. If you're looking for a Rashford replacement, here's the players you should be considering. Grealish would be my top target with 24 points in his last 2 games. With a home fixture against Leicester, he'll be looking for another return this weekend. There's always a chance of Pep Roulette, but with Foden the only real competition on the left side, and with him still being sidelined, Grealish should look set for another start this game week. If you only have 2 Brighton midfielders, you could complete the trio and save the money to spend elsewhere. Brighton have a double in Game Week 34 and a potential triple game week later on in the season, so stocking up on a 3rd Brighton asset, if you haven't already, may be a smart move. Martinelli is the man in form for Arsenal, with only 1 blank in his last 8 games. He does face City and Chelsea in Game Week 33 and 34, so you may only want to bring him in your free hit in 32 so you can avoid these games. That being said, he's pretty much fixture proof at the moment, and if you want to take a risk on him, there's every chance he can return in these games with Arsenal pushing for the title. If you have the money available, I'd recommend going for Salah with the Leeds game this weekend. He was very unlucky not to come away with a massive haul against Arsenal after he missed a penalty. Leeds are just off the back of shipping 5 goals against Palace, so there's every chance Liverpool could run riot this weekend. My top replacement for Rashford would be Grealish, but if you have the funds available, I'd be going for Salah so you can have him in your team for Liverpool's double in Game Week 34. If you are free hitting in Game Week 32, there's also a case for benching Rashford this weekend in the hopes he'll be back in time for Game Week 33 or the double in Game Week 34. I think I'll be taking this risk and hoping he'll be back in time for the double, as I currently have other fires to take out in my team. Looking ahead to Game Week 31, let's have a look at my potential transfers ahead of Saturday's deadline. With Leicester in shocking form at the moment and facing City at the weekend, it's time to cut my losses with Maddison and move him on for Grealish. Foden is still sidelined, so there's no reason why Grealish shouldn't start the game on Saturday. City don't have a game in Game Week 32, but I'll be playing my free hit next week, so this isn't a problem. I'm more than happy to move Rashford to the bench and play one of my Brighton midfielders in the hopes Rashford will be back for Game Week 33. Looking at goal score odds for the weekend, it's no surprise Haaland tops the charts once again. Leicester failed to keep a clean sheet since game week 16, so I'm expecting City to run riot against the Foxes. It's also good news as a Kane owner as he earned second spot, but it's slightly worrying not to see any Brighton midfielders in the top 10 as I'll be playing Matoma in March this week. Man City are the top team for a chance of a clean sheet, but looking at my own players, I'll be hoping Newcastle can keep Ollie Watkins quiet as a Trippier and Botman owner. Raya has a 31% chance of a clean sheet against Wolves, so I'll be hoping he can tally up his save points for the potential chance of a double-digit haul. Looking at game week 31 predicted points, Haaland is the man in front once again with a predicted score of 8.8 points. I'm expecting 2 returns from Haaland on Saturday evening, so I'll happily take anything over 9 points. Kane and Grealish are also ranked high in the predicted points, and I'll be hoping Saka can return after making the top 10 after 2 disappointing last game week. Looking at some tips for game week 31, if you've no free hit left, I'd advise on transferring in players who play in game week 32. If you have the funds available, I'd be going for Salah in for Rashford, but Grealish is the best budget pick. If you're able to bench Rashford and play a Brighton midfielder, go for this. With Chelsea very much out of form of late, I'd advise on playing Ray over Kepa, and it's pretty obvious Haaland is the best captaincy pick this week. If you don't have him in your team, I'd advise on taking a -4 if needs be. Looking at my Game Week 31 team, here's how my potential lineup will be as follows. Ray in goals, Estepinian, Trippier and Botman in defence, Matoma, Saka, March and Grealish in midfield, and Watkins, Haaland and Kane up top. As I'm playing double Brighton attack in March and Matoma, I think I have to hedge my bets on Brighton scoring, so I'm currently playing Estepinian over Chilwell. Hopefully Brighton can keep Chelsea out as they're currently pushing for a Champions League spot. Looking at captaincy for the weekend, Haaland is my man against a very shaky Leicester defence. I don't think he needs much explanation, so we'll leave it there. I'm currently on 23 successful captaincy picks out of a possible 29, so I'll be hoping Haaland can make it 24. I'm currently not locked in on my moves, so don't forget to follow me at FPL Era on Instagram and Twitter, where I'll post my locked in team before the deadline. If you've made it to the end of the video, please give it a like, drop a comment below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's hit a like goal of 60 likes on this video. I'll be seeing you all early Saturday morning for a deadline stream. There you have it, there's my Game Week 31 team. Best of luck for Game Week 31, I'll see you in the next video.